What is messed up in the world today? So, Kamala Harris, the vice president of the US of A, she was asked to explain the Ukraine-Russia conflict in layman terms, simple terms. Here's what she said.
Is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong.
Did the vice president just say, Russia, big country. Ukraine, small country. Russia, bad. Ukraine, good. I'm sorry, Madam Vice President. Are you explaining that to a 4-year-old? Or do you think that the laymen are just a bunch of idiots? Madam Vice President, can I give that a shot? Let me try that again. Let me see if I can explain the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict in layman terms, without pretending the whole population's just a bunch of dummies who can't read a map or speak properly. Okay? First of all, what is now Ukraine used to be part of the USSR, or the Soviet Union. In 1991, Ukraine declared itself independent. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO was founded after World War II. This was a military alliance between North American and European nations to protect themselves from the Russians or the Soviet Union. After history became history and Russia was no longer a threat, it was agreed that NATO would no longer expand, because there's no need to. Fast forward to this decade, Russia has the Nord Stream pipeline. This goes from Russia to Germany to supply Germany with fossil fuel energy. It's great for business. But the agreement states if Russia invades neighboring countries like Ukraine, deal's off. The United States was like, invasion, you say? NATO decided to expand, regardless of what they agreed upon, because it's good for business to sell weapons to NATO candidate countries to up their military capabilities. NATO wanted Ukraine to join, and Russia was like, what? This is not acceptable. Do something then. We're putting the ball in your court. To which Russia replied, that is not funny. Okay, that pun was hilarious. In 2014, the US under the Obama administration, back when sleepy Joe Biden was awake and vice president, they supported the coup in Ukraine to overthrow a democratically elected government. Also, they supported neo-Nazis who now have numerous military militias running things. Yeah, that happened. Then you have the Donbass region in Ukraine. This region said, excuse me, we refuse this coup, so I guess we're gonna separate. So Ukraine's military bombed the living hell out of them, then agreed to a ceasefire. Then they said, psych! Thousands of people in the Donbass region have been bombed and killed by Ukraine. This has been happening for the past 8 years. Then Putin and Russia stepped in and invaded. And now, here we are today. There could have been other measures that Russia could have taken other than an invasion, but the whole notion that the media is spreading that this whole thing came out of nowhere and Russia's crazy, that's not true. And by the way, I'm not pro-Russia or Putin. They butchered Muslims in Chechnya and Dagestan. I'm not defending them.